everybody. Let's just call this a work in progress. I just popped out of the shower, got my hair dried, and I wanted to come on just to chit-chat very informally and talk to you about just a couple of things and show you some things. Lately, the last few days, I have been using my Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation by NARS and my Bye Bye foundation. This is Full Coverage Moisture, and I've been mixing the two together, and I've been loving it. And I mean, I'm going to show you, I am literally putting a dab just like that because these pumps are so convenient, and a dab about just like that, and mixing them together. Now, I don't want to waste it, so I'll just put it here under my neck because I can blend it in easily. So, couple of things I just wanted to mention very informally, and I am not finished. Oops. I hear my washer bell going off like it's ready to go into the dryer. I was out in the sun a little bit yesterday and didn't put that sunscreen on. Shame on me. Anyways, a couple of things. First of all, I was in Target the other day, and my Target doesn't carry Sonia Kashuk makeup line, but they still have her tools like brushes and sponges, and I went ahead, even though I just purchased some beauty junky sponges that I really like. I have been enjoying using them. I'm still using them. One of my sponges, though, I have them in the other room because I was cleaning them, did get a little divot in it, and only had it for maybe a week and a half in use. So I didn't really care for that, but I'm continuing because I keep my sponges super clean, but it gives good application. I love it. Sometimes in sponges they're so hard and they don't soften up enough, and they just absorb the product, or they don't have the ability to blend it into your skin properly. But anyways, I was at Target, and I've seen a lot about these sponges from Sonia Kashuk, so I went ahead and bought, I think you can either buy them singly for, like, they had them for $7.99, or you could get two for $9.99. So I just bought the package of two, and oh, love it. It's really big. It does a good job of really getting that foundation or whatever you're using it for. I'm a sponge person, so I've used this, probably I've had it, I had it because I purchased it, but I didn't really, well, yeah, I guess I've had it for about 4 days now that I've used it, and I do like it. Next thing I want to talk about was just mixing these two together, and you saw just the little bit I used, and it was just that amount that I just put all over my face, and I've been doing that for a couple of days, and I'm really liking the look that I get and the finish that I get. And then next I want to talk about, oh, I already messed it up. I just got this, and this is the Hourglass Veil. Oh, guys, I don't have my glasses on. Hold the phone. Here's the glasses now. Oh, right where they should be, in there. In the drawer. I forgot I moved them. Aging gracefully. Okay, this is the Mineral Veil Translucent Setting Powder. And, you know, I'm a powder lipstick girl. Love my powders. And I saw a lot of reviews on this, a lot. And all of them were very positive. And really, like, thumbs up all the way. And I love the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Love it. I've talked about it a lot. And I have recently did a little bit of a switch with the Tasha Silk Canvas. And I like that, and I don't use both of them together. It's just too much for the skin, but alternating, and I like them. But my Mineral Veil, tip top, love it. So today I did use my Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer first, and then I went ahead and put just a little dab of this because I do like to powder before I put foundation on. And from what I can tell, it worked really well with my pores because, like I've said before, I have a pore issue, so I have to be really careful with how it settles in, how foundation settles into my skin, how powder reacts. So, but this is really kind of nice because there's this little kind of circular well, like a little round, and it just dips down. And what you do is you just take your powder, and I don't want to waste this. Am I ready to repowder? No, so I'll leave it open. But you just take, what you do is with your lid on, you just dump it over and then take your lid off, and it's the right amount of powder that you need to use to powder your face. And then if it's not the right amount, then I'll show you, I just slip it back right on in there, and next time maybe, you know, it just falls back into the actual slot. But first time impression, first use, as far as how it applied very nicely, very silky, very smooth, but you know, can't give a true account for how it's going to hold up because I've got it under my foundation right now. Then I'm going to set my face with it. But it's new, and first time impression. So far, so good. Next thing I wanted to talk to you about is my eyebrows, and I am going to go ahead and insert a picture. This is a true depiction of what my eyebrows looked like before microblading. Like you can tell, I literally have none. And this is a picture of what my eyebrows looked like after microblading, after it healed about 3 weeks. And this is with Anastasia Brow Wiz as just a really light outline as to what I have now. And it's been over a year. And you can see that I have now you might look at them and go, well, they don't look very dark, or okay. When I went in for my microblading, I literally had no eyebrows. Seriously, I had a few hairs here and maybe 1 or 2 spars. I've pretty much lost my eyebrows. What can I say? Years of over plucking, yes, because at one point in my life when I was younger, I had a unibrow. 2, hormones, lots of changes with hormones. So that was the history of my eyebrows. So to be able to walk out of the shower, to go swimming, to just have to run out and have eyebrows, I'm telling you, it's a great thing. Now, I can go back at this point, and she said for me, because you know, my eyebrows went very lightly in the beginning, I was kind of concerned about doing it. I'm just not a real gutsy person, but I wanted to have eyebrows more than anything in the world for a couple of reasons. Just to be able to run out and go, wow, I have eyebrows, I don't have to worry about it. 2, cut down 30, 35, sometimes 40 minutes just trying to pencil and draw them in. And now all I have to do is take an outline where my eyebrows out and lightly fill in, and that's it. And it doesn't wash away, it doesn't go away, it's just so natural, and I love it. But at this point, she said, within a year or 2, you may want to come back for that touch-up to really emphasize or work on where do you want to increase. And for me, it's to extend the tail a little bit and just a little bit darker through there, because at the time I was in the process of growing my hair out, wasn't sure, oh, what, you know, how's this color going to be? Where is it going to go? So I have since to my next step. So I wanted to show you my eyebrows, what they look like with nothing on them, and then when I'm finished doing my brows, I'll come back on and show you what they look like with my pencil and powder on. Sometimes I use powder, sometimes I don't. And then I'll insert a picture of where I was when I started, because you'll see. And it's not touched up. I have no eyebrows. Next is Anastasia, and I switched over to the granite color because it just seems to blend so much better with my salt and pepper hair now. And I wanted to talk and mention this about Anastasia. I am true blue to their pencils, have been for years and years and years, and their powders, and I've tried. Trust me, just like shampoos, I have tried everything on the market, I believe, for eyebrows because I have such an issue with the lack of them. And always come back to Anastasia and have just been using it for years. Like I said, years and years. So the last couple of pencils that I have purchased, and this is a new one, I just opened it, the Spoolies, they've been breaking off way before I'm finished using my pencil product. And a spoolie is important. Now, I've talked about the Sonia Kashuk spoolie. This is like one of the best spoolies I have ever bought in my life, and I don't even know if she still has it because I've had this forever, but it just grips and it just does what it's supposed to do. But if you're buying a pencil with a spoolie on it, you ought to be able to use it. And the last two pencils that I've purchased at different places, one online through Ulta and one at Sephora, they broke. And then I also had an Anastasia powder product for the eyebrows, not this one, but shortly after I had it, and it always just stays in my drawer, and I don't take it to travel with me, but just a few days after, there was like a major crack inside where the powder was, and that little piece of chunkiness came out, and I thought, oh gosh, should I just go ahead and take it back or just keep using it? I kept using it because it didn't fall apart anymore, but that's a piece of that that's missing. And then I think one other one, when I got it home, did have a pretty big divot in it that I knew the whole thing was loose, so I just took it back. No problem, they exchanged it at the store. But when I just purchased, and I always purchase back up during the Sephora sale, and that's why I have this one now. I wasn't ready for it, but my spoolie broke off again, and I do believe that was my third pencil. And let's just say over the course of the last couple of years. Well, and two pretty much most recently. But I just wanted to say that I decided to write in to Anastasia. You know, they have an administrative business place that you can just write in, and I did. And I just said, you know, I am a loyal fan, love Anastasia brow pencils, and especially with somebody who has, you know, lack of brows and stuff. This processing in your makeup processing is really, really important. And wrote him a little note and a letter and just said, you know, I'm just writing because as a consumer, I love your product. Love, love, love it. But I just think there's something lacking in packaging because two of my most recent pencils, the spoolie has broken off way before I'm finished with the pencil. One I'm almost finished, but another one broke off like, you know, shortly after I was using it. And another issue I had was with a powder, brow powder that I had purchased, and it was not inserted well into the package. And then my Soft Glam eyeshadow, that one just popped out. That's really what got me to, I'm going to write into the company now because I've had this experience myself at least 3 or 4 times. So I got a response back right away and just said, so sorry, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so they asked me a bunch of questions like, could you answer these questions for us? Where did you purchase? When did you purchase? How did you purchase? Like, was it in store, online, blah, 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 you know? So I said, now, this isn't something that just all happened at one time, but over the course of the last couple of years, but especially more so recently, this is what, you know, I've been experiencing. So I said, I'll give you the information of what I have right now. You know, it was 2 pencils right now, immediately, one following another, and I know they were purchased at different places. My Soft Glam, which I was able to exchange at Sephora, no problem, no questions asked. And another pencil product that I no longer have, a powder product, but it was also cracked in the pan. And, you know, I just think at this point, as a consumer, I just want you to be aware of that. I think there's some issues with, I don't know what it is. So they asked me, they responded, asked me a few more questions and just said, you know, could you give us do you have the sales receipt or the number on the product or whatever? So I said, these are my last 2 pencils. that I still have. One, I'm still using them because even though the spoolie broke on them, one pencil in particular, I have switched colors since, so I just lightly use it. The other, I'm not quite finished with, but the spoolie already broke off on it. So I took pictures of those two pencils, and that's what I had, and I said, I'm so sorry, I don't have receipts for these anymore because, you know, I just don't keep receipts if I don't need them, but here's my pictures. So I sent those pictures in. The next response I got was, we are sending you a prepaid postage return label. Please put your products into that envelope with that prepaid postage. We're sending you 2 replacements for those products, and please tell us the color that you want. What? I was like, oh my gosh, that is such an outstanding company. So I wrote back and said, well, thank you so much. I wasn't writing in to get a replacement because I was still using the pencil, but thank you, thank you. And they sent the labeling, I printed it off, put it in a package, and I've sent it off. You know, we complain so much about products, I think, being crappy, or, oh, it's not worth the money, or it's this or that, and rightly so. But it is our opinion about how a product works for us. And, you know, I always say that this is my opinion because, ooh, got a hair there. It's my skin, my hair. Okay, sometimes things don't work. Sometimes you can use a product for a while and get great results, and then it just kind of stops. And, you know, I can just mention this. Oribe shampoo, you know, that I've purchased at Nordstrom. It's very good shampoo and conditioner. I used it for quite a while, and I liked it, but it got to a point where, okay, it's not doing anything anymore. I mean, it really isn't doing anything. And, you know, maybe 2 months into it, I kind of noticed, ooh, I don't think it's really conditioning the way I want it to. So, but does that mean it's not a good product for everybody else? No. And did I have anything wrong with the packaging, or, you know, did it squirt out like it, you know, inconsistently, or no. But I wrote to the company because of the packaging, because something's wrong. If spoolies are breaking, I'm not rough with a spoolie. I mean, basically you're laying it on and feathering your brows up. So don't know how they break, but I was so pleased with the fact that they just said, oh, you know, put it in. Because the pictures I took clearly showed my spoolies were broken, and I just sent them in. I think that's outstanding, and I want to give thumbs up and just mention that because Anastasia Beverly Hills is a great product. They do put out great products, but maybe just there's a little more, you know, attention to detail with certain things, and maybe there's others who are having issues. I don't know, but I was happy. I was just so happy that they responded the way they did. So what I'm going to do, so this doesn't turn out to be another long video, because this is just a short little chit chat, I'm going to go ahead and finish off my makeup and my brows, and I'll show you what they look like. But these are microbladed eyebrows in my natural sense. So if I just get out of the shower or I have no makeup on, this is what they look like. And for me, it's, oh, it is such a blessing. So if you're contemplating doing it and you have, you know, even more questions about it, I am happy to chit chat with you and talk to you about it, because I was very leery, very scared, and okay, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yeah. I just, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with this, but I'm not a tattoo person. I don't have any tattoos, and this is a form of, you know, it's not tattooing, but it's microblading, but you're still putting a dye into your, but so I was like, oh, and I made the decision. I thought, okay, go do it. And it's just been great. Okay, guys, I am powdered, lipped, browed, and perfumed. So let me just explain to you how I finished my look. I'm finished. This is all I'm doing today, just a real light, I'll kind of tell you what I have on. As I mentioned, I mixed those two, the NARS and the Bye Bye I love the results I'm getting there. And I went ahead and used my Dior Rosy Glow blush. I used my Chanel. This is my favorite Soleil Tan de Chanel. Ooh, this just really puts that nice little bit of color to your face, and just kind of gives that effect of been out in the sun, because I'm not a person that puts on sunless tanner and all that, but I just need to add sometimes a little bit more color to my face. And these are my eyebrows done. I used my granite pencil by Anastasia, and just very lightly had to outline, so you can make the comparison of what they look like in the natural and what they look like enhanced a little bit with the pencil. Used no powder today, and I just pulled out my kind of favorite little MAC colors that I've put together myself. And I just am using these three here, and just today for, you know, my favorite color combination look. And then I set with this Mineral Veil, and I like the way it looks, especially against my pores, and I like the way it feels. So we're going to go today and see how well it will help keep me matte, because I rely on a powder to do that, and especially now that we're getting into the hotter months, I do have to blot. I like to be able to blot and use a blotting technique that doesn't remove my makeup, and hopefully I don't have to keep reapplying. But if I do, then what I have available to me is my Charlotte Tilbury that I just fluff myself up with, because this is not something you want to carry in your purse, but I like the way it looks on my skin. So first impression is good. On my lips, I am wearing, what am I wearing? I know it's, oh yeah, it's Tom Ford Spiced Honey, and this is a color that I purchased during the Sephora sale. It's just really light, and over it oops, oh, I'm always moving things around because I'm doing this haphazardly. Idol is called Amore Shine, and it's by Milani, and it just adds a nice little pretty color with that combination. I like it, because otherwise I think this is just a little too nude for me. So anyways, that's it. I just wanted to come on and talk to you about that a little bit, and go ahead and, you know, share the comparison of my microbladed eyebrows with nothing on and finish. So until next time, be kind, be humble, have a great day. Bye. Microblading was such a good decision for me, because it has literally cut my time back by at least a good 25 minutes, and it's so nice to be able to step out of the shower or out from swimming and have brows.